Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic, Imperial Agent Edition. Now, when we left off, we had just received word that Darth Jorid requested our presence on Korriban. And before we head on over there, I do want to speak to Kaleo, because obviously she is our first and only companion, and we will be speaking to her.
So we're clear. Imperial rations are nasty. And I lived on grubs and 2-credit wine for a year. They raise you on those things. No wonder you're a bunch of stiffs.
You make it sound like you don't like the Imperial lifestyle.
Only time I kneel is to puke in the refresher. Here's what I don't get. You got a little brass, you got a little style. You're not totally one of them. But you still play keeper's pet. Shoot all the right people when you could work for... whoever.
I get to lie, cheat, and murder, legally, and for profit.
I'll give you that, but you could do better. Me? I'm in long enough to lay low, pick up some cash, sort out some personal stuff you guys can help with. Then I'm gone.
What sort of personal stuff?
Made a deal with your bosses when I came on board. Nothing you need to worry about. Now let's get back to it before the world misses us.
Excellent, well there we have it. Lifestyle choices, and our influence rank with her has increased to 9 out of 50. Just bear that in mind, it's out of 50, that is absolutely insane, but nevertheless, let us now head on to Korriban and speak to Darth Jorid, I assume. Unless there is a holoterminal? No, no holoterminal meeting at all, so I will be making my way over to where Darth Jorid is, and I will see you there. Okay, so we have arrived in the Sith Academy, a very familiar sight to Zaynash, of course, and, well, I think this is actually the first time we've been here with Zaken, so let us now ascend in the elevator to level 3, where only the highest level Sith Lords are, and we will be entering the phase by the looks of things.
Look who made it all the way to Korriban. I think we have a visitor.
Yes, my lord.
Commander, I want to be informal with my bodyguards.
Yes, Lady Jorid.
Delightful. You, visitor, don't you find my bodyguards delightful?
I'm afraid I don't share your views.
How difficult it must be to live your life with so little taste. Delightful bodyguard, I have a request.
Yes, my lady?
Kill our visitor, please.
As you wish. He's as good as dead.
Okay, let's do this. I was not anticipating having to fight her bodyguards almost immediately. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Well, nevertheless, suppressive fire will take care of most of their HP, I believe. Yes, there we have it. Very nice indeed. Now, a nice snipe to finish this guy off, and there we have it. Now we can speak to Darth Jorid once again.
Oh, wonderful. My poor bodyguards.
I'm starting to get a little peeved, and a little creeped out.
We haven't been introduced. I'm Darth Jorid, Lord of the Dark Council and successor to Darth Jadis. I hear you're investigating my father's assassination. I wanted to see if you were worthy.
You tried to kill me.
I didn't try to kill you. I had my servants try to kill you. I could sense your feelings during the fight. I think you'll do nicely tracking these terrorists. But are you really sure that this eagle killed the mighty Darth Jadis?
If you have another theory, why don't you tell me?
I should make you crawl and beg for my wisdom. Later, perhaps. Jadis believed in spreading fear and anger to every corner of the Empire. He wished to share the ideals of the Sith. Perhaps his ambitions drew too much attention. Any one of his rivals on the Dark Council might have killed him.
You think a Sith was behind the attack?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Chase after your terrorists. Save the lives of your Imperial friends. But if you learn who's really responsible, come to me. I've earned my place on the Dark Council, and I won't share my father's fate. Dismissed.
Well, she seems delightfully unhinged, shall we say? Oh my goodness, okay. So, let us now go over to our... Yes, I was actually going to say, probably a good idea to unlock the personal ship travel now that we actually have a ship. So I'm actually going to do that, and I'll see you back on our ship, where we will be interacting with our holo terminal. Okay, so we're back on our ship. Unfortunately enough, I am not level 20 yet to be able to even unlock the legacy travel, but hopefully once we do get to 20, I'll be able to do that, and then we'll be back on our ship in no time. I did actually have to run back, but nevertheless, let us interact.
This is Cypher 9 to headquarters. You have my target list.
Watcher 2 here. I've finished preliminary mapping of the Eagle's network. Your designated targets are terror cells located on Balmorra, near the Republic border, and on Nar Shaddaa in Hutt space.
I was expecting a few more than that.
We have other operatives handling the low-priority cells, but I expect your list to grow instead of shrink as we learn more. Contact me once you've arrived at either location, Cypher. Watcher 2 out.
Okay, well, there we have it. From Watcher 2, we now need to head on to Balmorra or Nar Shaddaa. So I'm not entirely sure where we're going to be heading to. We're going to be taking that mod, thank you very much. There's level 17. I do like that, as we now have an additional proficiency point to spend. So, what are we going to be doing? Are we going to be speccing into suppressive fire, or are we... Oh my, that's actually pretty cool. You heal for 1% of your total health every 3 seconds. I've got to say that that's actually pretty nice. Well, oh, what is this? You gain 4 charges of calculated pursuit upon exiting cover, which reduces the energy cost of overload shot by 100%. All of these actually seem incredibly useful. Huh. Entering cover makes your next snipe or lethal shot activate instantly. This effect cannot occur more than once every 6 seconds. I think I like suppressive fire the most. Right now, anyway. We might be taking some other things. Okay, so let's just take a look here. Where are we going to be heading to? Well, we're probably going to be heading to Balmorra first, of course. It is a level 17 planet. And Nar Shaddaa is 21. So, yes. Balmorra. Where do we go? There it is. Very nice. And yes, we will be, of course, contacted by someone through our holo terminal as well.
What's the situation? What are the terrorists doing here?
Sorry about that, Cypher 9. Welcome to the Eastern Galactic Front. This whole star system is a crisis point. Republic and Empire are testing one another's strength. Meanwhile, the terrorists lurk in the middle.
Good to see a pretty face.
So long as I'm not just a pretty face. Pity the circumstances have to be unpleasant. The Eagle's men are using the war as a cover for local activities. Balmorra is their training ground. Cell members recruit, instruct, and arm new terrorists here. Fresh soldiers destined for other points in the network. It's a vital part of the system.
So where do I sign up to join?
That I can't tell you. But you have the right idea. To dismantle the terror cell there, you'll need local support. I'm alerting one of our officials to your presence. Mccowen Renauld is the station chief in Sobrik, the Imperial settlement where you landed. He runs intelligence operations on Balmorra and can brief you more thoroughly.
Maybe I'll just start shooting and see who turns up.
If you like, but I wouldn't advise it. Renauld runs his affairs out of the back of an arms dealership. He'll be waiting for you when you arrive. Move quickly on this one, Cypher 9, and watch what you say. If things go bad, you'll have half a planet gunning for you.
Oh my, well, I suppose I will have to watch what I say, but usually I watch my words very carefully, at least, considering we are an operative trying to make this as efficient as possible. Of course, we need to assassinate and covertly infiltrate any particular terrorist cell that we so desire, of course. And, oh yes, Balmorra, I remember this place. Okay, well, let's see how it goes, shall we? Now, wait a minute, where are we? We're coming out of our ship here. Okay, yep, it appears as though I will have to travel through here, and I'll see you once we're close to where Mccowen Renauld is. Or perhaps not, because apparently we are going to be speaking to Captain Rigel first, because he has the story arc for Balmorra.
Agent, good to see the Empire's finest hitting up this bombed-out crater. Captain Rigel, Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps. When the Empire invades, we're the ones who seal the deal. Don't suppose you're aware of the situation here on Balmorra?
I'm sure you'll fill me in.
The Empire invaded Balmorra in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmorra. We're here to prove them wrong.
How hard can it be to put down a few resistance?
It's not just a few resistance, they're well organized and well armed, but they can be broken. The Balmorran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defense Vol Argen, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the resistance. The Minister is safely off planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the resistance.
Why doesn't Imperial intelligence just have him assassinated?
Yeah, I get your thinking, cut off the head and kill the body, except resistance movements aren't organisms, exactly. If we took out Argen, it'd be big, but as long as his power base stands, some other idealist is bound to step in. That's why we need to take everything out. Do we have the privilege of your support?
If the Empire requires it of me.
Spoken like a true patriot. My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is masterminding Phase 1 of what we like to call Operation Breaking Point. You'll find him in Sobrik. He's got plans to blow the Balmorran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's head on out, and we'll be speaking to quite a few people out here. And there is Balmorra once again. Goodness me, such an incredibly impressive force field surrounding the city of Sobrik right here. And now let us head on over here. I think this is towards... yes, this is towards the story mission. Well, the planet story anyway. And we will then head down to Mccowen Renauld at a later point. So let's head on in here and speak to Lieutenant Davril.
Agent, I hope you're tough. I hope you like to get dirty. The battle for Balmorra can only be won with blood, sweat, and tears. Our sweat, their blood and tears. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. We're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
What's war without a little bloodshed?
I like how you think. The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The resistance has given pardons to Balmorra's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
I can spare a minute.
You find the time. You rain death. The generators are in the Nibre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmorran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Okay, well, that seems relatively easy, doesn't it? Well, nevertheless, let us now head on to destroy the resistance generators. Obviously, we do need to speak to Mccowen Renauld first, and we're going to see what he says, but the name of the mission is actually Be the Enemy, which is... that's a little bit problematic, maybe. We're going to be infiltrating, obviously, and we'll see where that leads, or, well, of course, but I am actually unsure as to what that could mean. But nevertheless, let's make our way up the elevator, and we'll see where we go to next. Okay, so we've made it to the Imperial Agent phase. Obviously, I just wanted to cut out the waiting time for the elevator there, and we'll now head inside and speak to Mccowen Renauld.
Well, what have we here? Let me take a look at you. You're one of Keeper's boys, eh? I'm glad he finally sent someone. Pity it took a disaster to get headquarters' attention.
You sound like you're familiar with the director.
Oh, Keeper and I go back. I knew him before, well before he was Keeper. Wouldn't trust him if my life depended on it, though. I kid, of course. Keeper's a good sort. But here, I'm being a poor host. Have a drink. Settle in after your trip. This shop doesn't look like much, but it's secure.
Let's get to the point.
You're reminding me of Keeper already. Very well. This terror cell you're after, worse than the Republic, homegrown. They use bombings and sabotage to show their distaste for Imperial rule. Punishing the civilian population doesn't seem to deter them, but if we can take out the local leader, the cell should fall apart.
You have this plan, but you haven't actually implemented it.
Yes, well, we don't know exactly who the leader is. The terrorists call the man in charge Grey Star. He runs the cell, gives the orders, and knows all the secrets. They claim Grey Star used to work with the Eagle, but who can be sure? Only the high-ranking cell members know Grey Star's identity.
We can capture a cell member and bring out the torture droids. That should get us what we need.
Messy, Agent. Very messy, and likely to alert our quarry besides. I propose another stratagem. I have a mole inside the terrorist cell already. He's a good lad. No cipher, though. He can bring you in. You'd have the opportunity to impress the terrorists, win their trust.
And gain access to their leader.
Precisely. Grey Star will be ours. Sanju Pine, my operative, can introduce you to the terrorist recruiters at the Troida military workshop outside the safe zone. But be careful how you present yourself. If the terrorists suspect you're Imperial, you'll lose Grey Star. And your lives.
Ah, I see. So we're going to have to put on some sort of accent, perhaps. But nevertheless, we now need to head on to speak to Sanju Pine, by the looks of things, and then destroy the resistance generators as well. Okay, so we have arrived at what I can only assume is the location of Sanju Pine. So let us now head inside the phase and see what we must do here. I can assume, yep, we are not going to be fighting anything. We are just going to be interacting and, well, infiltrating.
Don't waste my time, Sanju. You're lucky to even be here.
I got you those scramblers, didn't I? Come on, Kemish, you owe me. Maybe not big time, but you owe me.
When's the last time you did an operation for us?
What? Come on, we've been over this.
Grey Star didn't send out a call for cowards, and neither did the Eagle. Do you think...
Hey, someone finally made it. It's great to meet you in person. This is the group I was telling you about. I think you'll get along with them real well. Better than I do, hopefully.
I've been looking forward to meeting your friends.
Kemish, this is the guy who got in touch with me after the Eagle's broadcast. Said he wanted to join us.
Uh-huh. Sanju says you fought the Imperials at Druckenwell. Says the Empire has a bounty on your head.
I didn't know you were at Druckenwell. We should talk.
Is all that real? You some ace killer looking to get the Empire off Balmorra?
I'm the Empire's worst nightmare.
Okay. Let's say that's true. My name's Kemish. These people here, they follow Grey Star, our founder. They've been spat on, starved, and punished by the Empire. Now you're not from Balmorra. You haven't been through what they've been through. Makes me wonder how far I can trust you.
I don't have time for games, if you're not gonna take me seriously.
Kemish, don't let it go down like this. Come on.
Fine. Grey Star isn't big on wasting resources anyway. Look, I don't have a problem finding people for sabotage and suicide runs. But real soldiers? They're harder to find. So, take a job, show you're useful, then we'll talk.
What do you want from me, Kemish?
There's an abandoned factory not far from here. Used to make droids, but its defenses went haywire when the Empire took over. Place is swarming with rogue security units. It's also full of expensive equipment. Get inside, and there's something I want.
Name it and it's yours.
The Okara droid factory produced shielded power cores for stealth droids. I want a case for my people. My people can convert the cores into explosives, plant them around an enemy base, and thanks to the stealth shielding, no one will know until it's too late.
Sounds nasty. But sometimes nasty is what gets the job done.
Let's be upfront. This is a test. So if you fail, don't bother coming back. We'll just kill you.
Good luck. And be careful. The factory's a nasty place.
Okay, wow, that seems to be quite the grand mission for us to complete. And I suppose we will be completing it, but in the next episode. And so I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.